I am not dead!
About 8 months ago, the founder of Silver Valley Zoo in Savannah, Grady T. Murray, passed away at 93. He had no children and decided to leave all his wealth to the Silver Valley Zoo Foundation to help them continue the mission he always believed in. Almost immediately after his death, construction on the previously planned Murray Safari Park, now named after him, began in McDonough, Georgia, just southwest of Atlanta. Welcome to Georgia's Murray Safari Park. Oh, and if you're just finding this series, I'd suggest taking a look at the first episode before this one. Howdy everyone, welcome finally to the second episode of Murray Safari Park. As you can see here, we have the entrance that we built at this point a long time ago, but now that we're finally here, and as you can see, there's a lot more behind this welcome sign now, if you were here last time, and ahead of us is the flamingo habitat from last time, but we're going to be focusing on the new stuff here. We've got it's just some restrooms right here. They're basically just a flipped green version of the same red building over there. This is supposed to lead into what will soon be the South America Trail, and this is going to be the next area we go to next episode after this entrance area. And here we have Whiteface Saki. I built this interesting geometrically shaped building. I got the idea from one of those videos by I'm not even sure I remember, but it was one of those real life inspiration ones. But I guess got a somewhat of an idea of like a building, and I don't know if that one involved it, but there's these pathways that they can cross over, what you'll see in just a second. And yeah, it's just all green to try and at least have it look a little better when it's concrete, but I think there's a lot more functionality that can be more important. You see is the railroad track, and over here we have the other habitat. We'll just look at that in a second, but here we have the train track. Well, it's really a monorail, but on the ground, but the Safari Tours track will go underneath two different bridges that the Saki take to cross over into the outdoor section. And here we have this habitat. I made sure not to plant anything taller than the fence, just leaving that overhang to make sure, because I found out that Sakis can jump really far, so I don't want to give them any chance to jump over the fence. I just have this nice glass viewing area right here. Just look into it. It's pretty simple. Tried to fill it with a lot of grass, like I feel like a lot of those more modern primate habitats end up with. Is just a lot of grass and some climbing structures. Just, I don't know, it looks more natural that way actually, but at the same time artificial. And then we have Dama Gazelle in this little habitat. I think just with the mission of this park, it's very important that something as just as endangered as these guys are, with only a few hundred of them left, I believe, is just, it's very important to have them here. There's just like this kind of drop off there, and then next to their habitat is the entrance to what will be Wild India. That will be the second area we go into after South America. And here we have this little like drink stand. It's just this shaded area where you can get smoothies or whatever it is. It's these custom stands I built. Yeah, I know, for once I built it instead of getting a workshop blueprint, but here we have aardvarks in this circular habitat. Now there's this little implied area. Like I said, most of the shelters in this park will be enclosed like that. And we can see the aardvark over there. And now this habitat's sectioned off into two, because aardvarks normally they're only by themselves, and if there's two they have to be separated most of the time. So we just kind of imply that they can be separated so that I can have them together, at least just pretending at least this point in the zoo they're together at that point. Just to imply that they can be separated though, to make it a bit more realistic. And here's just the shelter building. It's implied like most will in the zoo. We'll just have to see about that, because this will be quite a bit bigger than Silver Valley Zoo. Just all these planters. And here we have a nice lake. Now, they have a bunch of swans, as you can see, and I thought this was just a nice little lake right here. And if we go down onto this little boardwalk, you can get a little bit of a closer view of them. Now, they look really nice, but you do not want to get in a wrestle with a swan. Well, maybe wrestle is not the right word, but you don't want to confront one of these things. They're not as nice as they might look. There's all these just plantings just to cover up the, nothing behind it. But then there's the monorail station or the safari station from last time. But now we have this little restaurant. And there's the Africa Trail over there, which would be the last area we go to, as Africa's main focus at Crimson Desert Zoo right now. So we want to kind of save the African stuff for last, as it's also the biggest part of the zoo. And here there's an interior here because basically anything the guests can see is the focus on what we build interiors for. Just as that's the main focus of the park, is we want to really try to make an immersive guest experience. Which is all this different path, just all this different seating under these trees. And you can just look out onto this strip of land where the monorail will be departing from the station and off into the safari. Kind of one last strip of what looks like civilization before you go into the kind of pretend savannah. Just thought that was interesting. Even got some leaves here just to try and show it's pretty shady over here, I guess. Well, not in that way, but Mr. Staff. And if we zoom out, you can see our whole entrance area right here called the Safari Village. This is kind of where you depart, and that will be the South America Trail, which is next, followed by Wild India, just spreading out into there, and then Africa. Now this will obviously be the biggest part with the humongous safari. And then if we look at this statue here that I might have missed while walking around, it's a little statue, and as you heard in the intro, it's dedicated to, now you might not be able to see the full thing with the cropping here, but it's Grady T. Murray, the founder of the zoo, or rather Silver Valley Zoo, which is foundation is building this. But if we look at all that, that's basically it, and I will see you.